Well, in so many ways. They can be ambassadors for the UK. We've got wonderful role models in the British Pakistani community. We've got members of the British government, British ministers who are from the British Pakistani community. We've got members of parliament who are from the British Pakistani community, peers, that's lords in the House of Lords. We see Pakistanis in the British Pakistanis in the fields of entertainment and the media. One of your counterparts in the BBC, Michal Hussain, for example. In sporting links, for example. There are so many areas where this is a community that is really emerging into the mainstream of British life.
Will you expect more Pakistani Britishers to be taking political roles and prominence in the forthcoming election?
Absolutely, yes. I haven't seen it documented, but I'm sure that general election by general election, British Pakistanis have played more of a political role. And that's something, when I talk to British Pakistani communities, I strongly encourage. They need to get stuck into British politics more fully than they have so far.
Coming back to the Pakistani, one thing I really wanted to ask you is, it's true that Britain plays a very important part in economic diplomacy, and DFID, the Department for International Development, is playing a very important role in financing so many educational and water projects and sanitation projects in Pakistan. But I wonder if Britain can actually help Pakistan in terms of greater market access in the European Union. I mean, a greater trade flow with European Union would benefit Pakistan much more than the aid.
Yeah, we'd very much like to see that. My DFID colleagues wouldn't recognise the phrase you've just used of economic diplomacy. What they're about is not diplomacy, they're about making things better in Pakistan. And I think in a modest way they really are succeeding in doing that. But there's no question that trade links would be and the expansion of those would be much more powerful for Pakistan's economy than almost any amount of assistance that the international community provides. I think I'm right in saying that only 4% of Pakistan's GDP is down to international development assistance. Far, far more, obviously, comes from trade. And so the UK has been absolutely at the forefront in the European Union in pushing for better market access for Pakistani goods. We think that's in our interest.
I wonder what form it can take, High Commissioner, because after 9/11, Pakistan had a preferential access as a terrorism-affected and stressed country. And recently, in the last, which actually lapsed in 2005 or 2006, and Pakistan's volume of trade with the European Union in textile has gone down. At the same time, we have seen in the last 3-4 years that Bangladesh economy has progressed very well because of a better preferential access to the European Union.
Yeah, we're working on that. It is a fact that the European Union's templates for international trading links have not served Pakistan particularly well. Pakistan is just a bit too wealthy, unfortunately. So we're looking at what short-term workarounds there are, and there have already been some pragmatic, practical steps, for example, on phytosanitary regulations and other technical stuff like that. We're also looking to see if we can develop with Pakistan more of a roadmap for its entire relationship with the European Union going forward over, say, the next 5 years or so that both the European Union and Pakistan have a sense of direction of travel on trade certainly, but on also a much wider and deeper relationship more generally.
I just have a last question. We need to conclude this up. But I wonder what message you can carry to the Pakistani people, you can communicate in terms of, during your assignment as Britain's High Commissioner in Pakistan, what challenges you think will be undertaken, and how optimistic you are in terms of meeting those challenges. And also, if I didn't ask it again, the student community would think that I have betrayed them when I met you. Do you have any positive message for the student community who are so eager to go and study in Britain?
Yeah, well, I'll start with the last one first. My message is simple. Come to Britain, but do, for heaven's sake, make sure you're applying to a genuine college, and do, for heaven's sake, get read our guidance and fill out your application forms comprehensively. The biggest problem is people don't complete their applications properly. More generally, yeah, what's my message? It is one of optimism. I think we can do good work together, Britain and Pakistan. One of my slogans for my staff is that we must talk with Pakistan and not at it, and I hope I will manage to do that. This sort of conversation is one example. And I hope that over my 3 years we can get beyond the short-term challenges of sorting out violent extremism and work together on some of the longer-term ones as well.
Mr. Thompson, thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you, Wade.
Right, thank you.